Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you are watching So Says Shernoff.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to So Says Shernoff. I'm Josh Shernoff, and we got a good one for you today. We really do. We're going to take a look back at one of my favorite segments we have ever done. Also, we will take a look at the allure of wrestlers jumping ship. But first, headlines. So much is going on in the wrestling world. Seth Rollins kicked off the week continuing his Best Wrestling Period campaign, not to be confused with Priscilla Kelly's Best Wrestling Period from last year. Punctuation matters, folks. No, what Seth actually tweeted was Best Pro Wrestling on the Planet, period, in reference to the WWE's latest attempt to come up with a pay-per-view name worse than the Great Balls of Fire Stomping Grounds. While the show was good, the matches were decent, Seth decided to double down on his statement, saying, doubling down, best pro wrestling on the planet. And just to be clear, he wrestled Baron Corbin with Lacey Evans as the guest referee. So, who can argue? Well, apparently everyone, from Chris Jericho to Will Ospreay, the latter of which Seth replied directly to, calling him a lesser Ricochet and further pushing his Best Wrestling Period agenda. Look, I am all for pride in your work, and I am totally fine with Seth Rollins' opinion that the WWE is the best wrestling on the planet. Whether I agree or not is irrelevant. It's his opinion. But I feel like it's kind of like that guy in college who ran around telling everyone he's really good at the sex. Maybe you are, but the more you say it, the more I start to think you're, really a virgin. Moving on. So AEW is on fire. Double or Nothing was a huge success. All Out sold out in 15 minutes, and a lot of people are attributing the early success to not one individual, but the whole team. And that, of course, includes the producers behind the scenes, or coaches, as AEW calls them. Tonight, I want to talk about one coach in particular. Nope, not him. Nope, but I guess closer. It's Jerry Lynn, okay? Yes, I'm talking about Jerry Lynn. Seen here, not being seen here. For months now, AEW's website has had this Slender Man image as a placeholder for the former ECW and Ring of Honor champion. Now, I have been a very vocal supporter of AEW, and in turn, they have been great to me, allowing me to take pictures like this backstage so all my friends and social media followers can think I'm a much bigger deal than I actually am. But I mean, come on already with this picture. And it's not like I can even knock the website itself. Whoever works on that site is doing a great job, save for one man's image, or lack thereof. I mean, how hard can it be? You had Conrad Thompson's image up there, and he doesn't even work for you. It's really not that hard to come up with an image of Jerry Lynn. Let me show you. Here's Jerry Lynn. Here's Jerry Lynn. Here's me and Jerry Lynn. Technically, this is even Jerry Lynn. Website people, it's not that hard. Seriously, do you know how easy it is to add his image to something? Let me show you. Roll our intro again. Really not that hard. And I know what you're thinking. Well, there are copyright issues, etc. Here is an image of Jerry Lynn that we own. Use it. Obviously, Poor Jerry Lynn has become an oversight over at the AEW website, so I'm turning to you, the So-Saysers. Can that be a thing? Here's what I want you to do. Find a picture of Jerry Lynn and tweet it at AEW and use the hashtag #ThisIsJerryLynn. Let's get the man the picture he deserves. Moving on. The WWE said it could be as good, if not better, than WrestleMania, and boy, was that an understatement. AEW's Double or Nothing was the best bell-to-bell wrestling show I have seen in decades. I'm sorry? Oh, they were talking about Super ShowDown from Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, no, that sucked. How does the WWE claim that the show to be more important than WrestleMania? I know it was a bought show, but when I buy a light bulb at Home Depot is not going to declare it to be as good, if not better, than a Searchlight. Lowe's, maybe. Hobby Lobby wouldn't even sell me the bulb to begin with. But anyway, this was a bought show, which basically means the Saudi government paid the WWE a set amount regardless of attendance. It also means there were a whole lot of Saudi morning show DJs doing a whole lot of giveaways. But the WWE promised us good, if not better. So, let's start with attendance. Nope, I think that's the wrong image there. Ah, yes, there we go. Okay, so attendance was awful, but like I said, bought show, so not really on WWE. So let's talk about the matches. They weren't bad. Nothing special. Didn't get a chance to see the women's match, but I'm sure it was excellent. Triple H and Orton was actually exceptionally good. But the match everyone was talking about was The Undertaker versus Goldberg, the main event. And it was a match in that the bell rang at the beginning and the end. But no, honestly, I didn't think it was that bad at first. So the big fuss over the match is that Goldberg got knocked out. Was it from the spear to the ring post, or was it when Taker dropped him straight on his head with a tombstone, the likes of which I haven't seen since that time Hulk Hogan was nearly paralyzed? Damn hero. To top it all off, before the awkward lowest chokeslam ever finish, Goldberg almost killed the dead man with a jackhammer. My take? Give the guys a break. Okay, they tried. It was a fistful of bad circumstances. First, it was like 1,000 degrees, and it is a well-known fact that the elderly should not be outside in extreme heat. Look, they went in with good intentions, thought they would get an easy yet enormous payday and move on. Little did they know that this would become something that will live with them forever and ever. And if you're asking yourself if I'm still talking about Goldberg and The Undertaker, or the WWE's relationship with Saudi Arabia, you're right. Finally, in headlines, Jacob Fatu, or as I call him, Oos. I have praised this young man's ability on social media, but let me take a moment to do it here. The dude is the future. He moves like a man half his size. He is the type of performer that you should buy a front row ticket to see. However, you should never, and I mean never, get any closer than the front row. Look, I know it's wrestling and all, but in what scenario would you ever get in this man's face? Fatu can't even be held accountable for this. This retaliation on the fan is literally the bare minimum of what a Samoan wrestler can do. A full body tackle from a Samoan is the equivalent of an average man's handshake. He's a wrestling Samoan. You do not mess with the Samoans. You don't believe me? Ask this guy. We'll be right back. Need a little extra boost in the bedroom? Go to BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is made with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. Blue Chew is chewable, which makes it the better, cheaper, and faster alternative. No in-person doctor's visits, no waiting in line, and best of all, no more awkwardness. Use the promo code JOSH when you order online to get your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. Go to BlueChew.com and use the promo code JOSH. Welcome back to the show. So next month, I will be at the WWE's Extreme Rules pay-per-view doing part 2 of one of my favorite segments we've ever done on the show. That segment was when I went around and asked people what their favorite hardcore weapon was. Now, I did this back in December of last year before this show was on Fight TV. So I thought, since maybe some of you hadn't had the opportunity to see that segment, in preparation for next week, we would run that segment right now. If you've never seen it, trust me, you're going to want to watch this. If you have seen it, you're welcome for letting you watch it again. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Before they came together as a pay-per-view theme, these instruments of climbing and dining were a staple in the South Philly-based ECW. So if I wanted to really get my finger on the pulse of what TLC is all about, I needed to go to the source. Hello, everybody. I'm here at the ECW Arena, where fans come from all around to pay homage to the mural behind me and reminisce about...
Yeah, that's a lot of reminiscing.
What's your favorite weapon of all time?
I gotta go with the easy one, steel chair.
The steel chair. Okay, chairs.
Table.
Table. Okay, now, if you were on the receiving end of getting one of these weapons in an attack, would it still be the same answer?
Yeah, I love the sport. So yeah.
So you still want to be hit with a steel chair?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay. And you?
Probably not at the moment, but if you ask me like a month later, I'll probably go, yeah, still table.
Okay, so right now you don't want to go through a table. At this very moment, you don't. But a month from now, if we were to come back and meet up about a month from now, then you'll go through a table then?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I'll take down your number. We'll just meet back here in a month. We'll put them through a table. All right, your favorite weapon of choice?
Favorite weapon of choice? Well, I'm old school, so I like the Attitude Era. So the kendo stick, love the kendo stick. You know what I mean?
Now, if you were on the receiving end, would that still be your favorite weapon?
You know what? You only live once. I'd take it. I got a high tolerance. You know what I mean? It'd be fun, exciting. The crowd was going nuts.
Favorite weapon of all time?
Probably the Singapore cane, just because I'm such a big Sandman fan.
What is your favorite weapon of all time?
The steel chair.
The steel chair. All right. Now, if you were on the receiving end, would that still be your favorite weapon?
No.
All right. What would you rather take? If you had to take a weapon, what would it be?
The sledgehammer.
So you would rather take a sledgehammer to the head than a steel chair?
Yes.
Why?
A lot of brain damage in the chair head and stuff. And the sledgehammer is a little bit safer.
Okay. Would you rather get a Singapore cane from the Sandman or head from Al Snow?
Yeah, I definitely don't want head from Al Snow. Yeah.
No.
We don't know where he's been. No, that's a definite no. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather get the cane from the Sandman or head from Al Snow?
Ooh, that's a tough call. I'd probably go with head from Al Snow.
All right, so you'd rather have head from Al Snow.
Yes.
All right, so you'd definitely rather get head from Al Snow than the cane from the Sandman.
Absolutely, 100%. Head all the way. Head.
Your favorite weapon of all time?
Favorite weapon is probably the Sandman with the Kindle stick.
All right, Singapore cane. Would you still say that if you were on the receiving end?
No, I'll be given the whoopings.
Oh, okay. Oh, to the Sandman?
Yes. Well,
right. We can go find him. He's right over there, yeah.
Well, not Sandman, but anybody else.
What is your favorite weapon of all time?
TLC matches.
So tables, ladders, and chairs. Would you rather get a kendo stick from the Sandman or head from Al Snow?
I'll definitely take a head from Al Snow.
All right, so he will take head from Al Snow.
Well, yeah.
Okay. You want head from Al Snow?
Yes.
Sure. You know, Sonny's here.
Yes.
Okay. If you had to pick one of the tables, ladders, and chairs, what would it be?
Ladders.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you were on the receiving end of one of these weapons, would it still be ladders?
No.
No?
No.
What would it be, do you think?
Probably tables.
Okay, you'd rather go through a table than be hit with a ladder or fall off a ladder?
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
What is your favorite weapon of choice?
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire, your weapon of choice.
Weapon of choice? Wow. It'd be some type of sword.
A sword?
Are we talking about wrestling?
Yeah, I was talking about wrestling, but I mean,
Okay.
we're in the ECW arena, anything goes. If you were on the receiving end, would that still be your favorite weapon of choice?
Yeah.
You want to be
Baseball bat, barbed wire.
a baseball bat of barbed wire. That is, if you're on the receiving end, you want to be hit with a baseball bat with barbed wire.
Yep.
Why?
I already was before.
And it was a good experience for you, and it's one that you'd like to do again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a favorite weapon?
A stick.
A stick? Okay. But you would never actually hit anybody with a stick, right? What is your favorite weapon of all time?
Does it have to be a hardcore weapon? Can we use a little bit of a deathmatch scene of this type?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Like light tubes, razor boards.
Sure. Yeah.
Anything that makes you bleed, basically.
Steel chair.
Steel chair.
Yeah, let's go classic with it. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of miss the headshots. I know it's violent and unnecessary now, but
But you like it.
Yeah,
You want to
like
see it.
You like what you like.
You want to just see people get hit in the head with a chair. I can respect that. Okay. What if you were on the receiving end? Would it still be the weapon of choice for you?
No, probably not.
If I may ask, if I'm not being too forward here, where would you like to be hit by this barbed wire baseball bat?
On my thigh.
Okay, on your thigh. Not on your head, not on your back, on your thigh, specifically on your thigh.
Mine would have to be the classic old-fashioned steel chair.
The steel chair. Okay. Now, if you were on the receiving end of the weapon, would it be the same answer?
Yes, it would not.
Yes, it
Same answer.
Yes, it would not. Okay.
No, it would not.
All right. If you were on the receiving end of said weapons, would you feel the same way?
Yeah.
So you want what would be your preference? A light bulb or razor blades?
Probably out of those two, the light tubes, light bulb, all the way.
Have you ever been hit with a light bulb?
Yes, I have.
And that's something that you want to do again? Is there a reason you've chosen your thigh?
It's one of my battle scars.
Is that where you were hit before with the barbed wire baseball bat? Okay. So would you want to do the opposite thigh to just kind of even things out a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. That's fair. Okay. What would it be instead?
A pillow.
A pillow?
Yes.
Okay. That's a whole different type of wrestling. I think you can Google that.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Have you?
On more than one occasion.
Would you rather get a Singapore cane from the Sandman or get head from Al Snow?
Head from Al Snow.
Head from Al Snow. One of the questions we've been asking everybody is, what is their favorite weapon of all time?
Spatula.
Spatula?
Come
wow,
on,
I did
man.
not anticipate that. I guess just making noise here. I don't know, but spatula, I guess, is the answer?
Spatula's the answer.
We're going to go spatula. Spatula is his favorite of all time. Well, if there's one thing we learned here at the ECW arena, it's that people like chairs. They also like swords, spatulas, and, a barbed wire baseball bat. Not too many people liked T, not too many people liked L, a whole lot of people liked C. And head from Al Snow. Well, that's part one. Part two comes at you next month from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Wells Fargo Center, and WWE Extreme Rules. We will be right back. Need a little extra boost in the bedroom? Go to BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is made with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. Blue Chew is chewable, which makes it the better, cheaper, and faster alternative. No in-person doctor's visits, no waiting in line, and best of all, no more awkwardness. Use the promo code JOSH when you order online to get your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. Go to BlueChew.com and use the promo code JOSH. Welcome back to the show. Our main story tonight focuses on the excitement around jumping ship. Just ask this guy. Now, whether your ship jumping is getting you banned from cruise lines or the WWE, one thing is for sure. It's a lot of fun with a lot of consequences. The act of jumping ship in pro wrestling isn't new. It's also poorly defined. The term jumping ship has been interchangeable with talent was stolen or they raided the locker room. Basically, it means a named talent has left one company for another. Lex Luger jumped ship by leaving WWF to appear on the first Nitro, which was huge. But technically, he had been working without a contract, so neither he nor WCW really did anything wrong, per se. The thing is, nobody knew this was going to happen, and those who did had their lips buttoned up tighter than Luger's shirt collar. This was a surprise, a big surprise. And the same can be said for Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Their contracts were up. They didn't do anything wrong, aside from that whole curtain call thing. But if it revolutionizes the business and kicks off the greatest boom period in the industry's history, is it really wrong? The Luger jump, and especially Hall and Nash, set the stage for what would become known as the Monday Night Wars. Another one that comes to mind is Rick Rude, appearing on Raw and Nitro in the same night. I mean, sure, one was pre-taped, but what I'll never understand is how he managed to grow that beard so quickly. Oh, and let's not forget my good friend Medusa. She jumped ship as WWF Women's Champion, throwing said title in the trash live on WCW Nitro. Boy, are there a lot of belts I'd like to watch her throw in the trash today. So some of those were examples of ship jumping that surprised both the fans and the office, whether it be the jumping itself or the impact the jump made. And that's just the tip of the historical iceberg. There's the Radicals showing up on Raw weeks after a WCW pay-per-view where one of them would win the world title and walk out the next day. Years after the Monday Night War was over, there was even Kurt Angle's debut for TNA. So the idea behind jumping ship isn't anything new, but almost 20 years removed from the last of the Monday Night Wars, it's happening again. Jon Moxley, the former WWE champion, went from floundering Dean Ambrose to the biggest star in the business in a matter of minutes. Now, I have not been easy on John in the past. Take a look. The Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, seen here wearing his homemade Bane costume because his parents were too cheap to buy the real thing. Then there's Dean Ambrose. Forget the bad cosplay and the time you tried to look like a tough guy when the doctor was giving you a shot in your buttocks. How am I getting fatter, thinner, younger, and older all at the same time? Anyway, it has recently come to light in an interview with Chris Jericho that those moments I knocked him for were much worse for Moxley to do than for me to watch. Jumping ship looks to have been a great move for Moxley, both personally and professionally. And he's not the only one. Let's not forget about Dustin Rhodes. He left WWE and Goldust behind for a 5-star match with his brother Cody. The emotion of that match was off the charts. It was almost the same level as the time he spent part of the Golden Truth. So, yeah. All this makes you wonder who could benefit from a jump to AEW or even ROH or Impact or MLW. But looking specifically at AEW, could they learn from WCW? You know, less is sometimes more. Don't rely on stealing talent. It's exciting, sure, but eventually you become TNA. And instead of being the hot new place to go, you're the graveyard for disgruntled ex-WWE employees. Now, I'm not really saying this as a warning to AEW. Cody has already gone on record as wanting about 95% of the AEW roster to be relatively unknown talent, be it unknown to the US or to everybody. I'm saying this to the fans. Don't get your hopes up that every episode of AEW on TNT is going to end with someone jumping ship. You may think you want it, but you don't. There is a real argument to be made that WCW's focus on stealing talent from WWF overcrowded the roster and played a role in diluting their product. Sure, it seems like a fun idea, but it's a proven way to force WWE to change and create new stars, which is great for them, but it's also a proven way to put yourself out of business and then only have WWE. And if I have to sit through another 2 decades of WWE without competition, I'm going to, well, this. We'll be right back. Need a little extra boost in the bedroom? Go to BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is made with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. Blue Chew is chewable, which makes it the better, cheaper, and faster alternative. No in-person doctor's visits, no waiting in line, and best of all, no more awkwardness. Use the promo code JOSH when you order online to get your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. Go to BlueChew.com and use the promo code JOSH. That's our show. Join us again next month. Follow me on Twitter at So Says Shernoff. The show is at Shernoff Show. Go find us on YouTube and subscribe. We have plenty of fun bonus videos over there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, hashtag This is Jerry Lynn. This has been So Says Shernoff, because that is what Shernoff had to say. Good night, everybody.